Hello, lovelies. Our oracle card this morning comes from the Seasons of the Witch in Bulk Oracle, and the card today is Brigid. Now, I do want to read a little bit out of the book to give you guys an idea of what the message is here when it comes to this card. Now, the bottom of the card here says, "May the serpent wake, bellowing with the rising flame, and beckoning the wisdom that awaits your return." And so here at the top, Brigid, one of the most complex and beloved deities of Celtic mythology, is known by many names. Her lore is equally abundant. She is a goddess of fire and water, and is connected with healing, craftsmanship, metalsmithing, agriculture, poetry, motherhood, children, life, and death. She is depicted as being many ages, having been known as each aspect of the triple goddess, maiden, mother, and crone. But to say she is one thing would be to diminish her beauty and power. Unlike many other pagan deities, she is one of the few to survive Christianity's attempt to erase her influence. Her appearance in your reading. What does that mean? Now, as the message states, she doesn't like labels. She doesn't like being kept in a box. And so your message here today is you might have been feeling like you're stuck in a box and you're not sure how to navigate said box, right? There are people who have labeled you a certain thing. There's society, cultures, there's your peers, your own belief systems has put labels on. And now you're reaching a place potentially in this time of year, having done all these different things to help you get to this point of realization that you don't fit in one box. And the beauty of that is realizing that the character you play in other people's stories, for one, you can't control. And so instead of trying to be the person that accommodates everybody else's narration, it's stepping into yourself fully. It's stepping into all aspects of you that you want to be. Brigid didn't limit herself to one specific thing, right? It's not like if she's only the deity for fire. No, she didn't limit herself with that. When it comes to the abilities and the powers of the self, you can be a healing, craftsmanship, metalsmith, agriculture, poetry, motherhood. All of the things can be attained, but you have to choose. There's this saying that I love personally, how strange it is to be anything at all. And you can be anything at all. Don't limit yourself to your situation, your society, your geography, whatever it is that is putting that buffer. Sit in a place today and imagine, what if there was no buffer? What if there was no box? Where would I be? What would I do? How would I express myself? What is true for me? And allow yourself the opportunity to create the magic you need to be able to live it. The bottom of our deck is house mouse, and the house mouse message here, you know the things you are capable of, but are you confident in leaning into that belief? Which is exactly the beautiful pairing for these two cards. You're sitting at maybe a crossroads, or, I mean, this is all metaphorical, right? So take what resonates, but you're in a position where you're being either offered something, presented something, there's an opportunity, there's a chance, there's contemplation happening, there's trying to decide, now that you've done this other work up until this point over the Yule season, and now that we're in Imbolc, where you're sitting there trying to let things grow, trying to allow them a feeling of what would it be like if. And the house mouse is coming in to say, lean into it, lean into that. Yes, you're small, but you are mighty, is what it's saying. Even the little house mouse has to navigate a world of giants in order to complete its quest in a day. And so lean into that courage, lean into that doing it even though you're scared. Lean into even doing it even though you have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring. And that's okay. Step into your image of yourself, how you define. And if it's a matter of not letting yourself define a specific label, that's fine. Don't keep yourself in a box. Allow yourself to be who you need to be in each situation, who you are at work, who you are at home. You don't have to stick to one rigid type of reaction to your life and your experience. Allow yourself to bend and mold depending on, and step into those roles you want to fully. Allow yourself to step into the role of this house mouse who has to go from, hunter gatherer to prey. It's a weird analogy, but it's all in the imagery of this, not only this card, but the idea of a mouse trying to survive has a lot of obstacles. But if it wasn't for those obstacles, you wouldn't have the character and the story you're living. It's all part of each page, and it allows for each page to have its own nuance, its own expression, its own experience. So we'll grab a couple of tarot cards here and see what else we can get from this. We're just gonna move this guy over here, and we'll move the bottom of the deck on the side and see what other little messages. Fill your cup. We cut the deck to not only the Ace of Cups, but Judgment. It's time to do the work and realize that you're free of your own judgment and release. Judgment is not a bad thing. It's also that realization that if I judge the situation, I can judge it as positive or negative. And here it's a matter of sitting there and seeing your situation going, all right, this is where I am. This is what I can be. What fills my cup? What makes me sing? What makes me feel abundant and fulfilled? And that's what we have to lean into today. Let's see what else we get from our tarot cards to add to our message today. From our Embodiment Oracle and the Revelations Tarot deck. The shuffling is probably the loudest thing. We have the Ace of Cups, and now we've got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is new passions, new lights. Lean into what feels like this. What feels like that new creation, that new fire, that new thing that lights you up every day. It's going to provide you with the freedom to step into the roles you need to, depending on where you are and what you're doing, right? And who you want to be, depending on the day. And that's okay. We aren't always at 100%, but you have to be at 100% of whatever you're able to contribute that day. Now we've got the Hierophant and the Ace of Pentacles. How many aces can we get here? Now, the Hierophant, the Emperor, I'm sorry. The Divine Masculine. This is perfect because as Brigid is the Divine Feminine, sitting internally, contemplating, deciding, feeling it out, what we want, how we want to express ourselves, the Emperor does the expressing. The Emperor has that Divine Masculine energy to act on what we've been contemplating, right? To act on that energy that's coming through, that passion, that lighting up, those new experiences, those new opportunities. The Emperor is the one that steps into those roles after having done the contemplating, after having done the bits and pieces that require the courage that allows us to do it regardless of our fear. And so step in, be the Emperor in your own experience today, and let it guide you to being whoever you want to be, fully into yourself. If you have any other questions, please reach out, and otherwise we will see you guys tomorrow.